track risks during the PI planning, but also throughout the PI. I am sometimes nervous, especially when we do have a lot of attendees. I don't give an answer to that question.
We celebrate 1 year of RTE Circles, 7 exceptional events with over 200 unique attendees, and 7 highly inspiring keynotes from top-class SAFE professionals. To celebrate the first anniversary of the RTE Circle, we invited RTE Circle host and head of product PIplanning.io, Silvio Wandfluh, to a fireside chat. What has been the biggest learning from the keynotes over the past year?
Oh, there was not that one biggest learning. I think there were many of them. So for instance, I remember Phil talking about combining Roam boards and Kanban boards and using a backlog to prioritize risks and using different statuses to track risks during the PI planning, but also throughout the PI. I remember Darren talking about vanity metrics and how to avoid them and how to use NPS voting internally to measure employees' happiness. Then there was Cindy. She was talking about, or actually she proved that it is possible to quantify the value of PI plannings. And what I also liked a lot was Michael Stump's idea or question he brought up, whether we should add a 4th role next to the product management, to the release train engineer and the system architect, a person whose sole responsibility would be to manage the arts people runway, how Michael calls that. That was interesting, but looking back to all those keynotes, I must say that it's really worth to listen to every minute of them.
Which part do you like doing the most? Moderating the breakouts or listening to the keynote, and why?
Well, it's the mix, right? So I like, well, about the keynotes, I especially like to find new speakers and come up with a diverse set of topics they talk about to provide the biggest value to the audience. And regarding the breakout rooms, it's always a lot of fun because we don't have that many rules going into these discussions and you never know where the discussion goes.
How do you prepare for the events? Do you have any routines or habits?
I do have a few. Like before an event, I always go through my slides and notes and just read them out loud a couple of times so I get prepared and used to the words I want to say.
Was there an unexpected event that you had to improvise for?
I remember one. It was it the first time we tried to get Phil into the RTE Circle, Phil Gardiner, and he was stuck in a storm in Texas and didn't have internet back then, and we had to find, as a whole team, another speaker, and luckily we found Shane Harrison, and without a lot of preparation time, he luckily joined us for that day.
Will the RTE Circle always stay a remote format?
In this format, I would say yes, because we prefer to deliver value in small and consumable learning nuggets in this case, instead of organizing one large or big event every year. But it might be a big thing to organize kind of an RTE Circle gathering somewhere in the future. Who knows? Let's see.
Are you nervous right before going live? What do you do to relax?
I am sometimes nervous, especially when we do have a lot of attendees, but I don't have a special thing or habit to relax. I just go, as soon as I'm into it, then nervosity is gone.
Would you rather attend the RTE Summit or the RTE Circle?
That's a tough one. I don't give an answer to that question.
If you had one wish for the attendees, what would it be?
That they always have the possibility to contribute with a learning, but also go out of an RTE Circle with 1 or 2 new ideas they can just try out and experiment with the next day.